really need another long-range archer?
I also
No,
feel
I
like
just like having
we
someone like,
have our own
you know how it
party.
is? Like, we got two tieflings, y'all got each other. I mean, Delilah and Noir, I mean, you guys aren't the same, but you're both like, let's call it exotic. I feel like the odd man out, personally.
You look over, and Delilah is currently playing with a squirrel and is not paying attention to anything that is going on.
Fair enough. And then I'll go, and I am a fair man. I will give 5 gold to Saltus, up to me. I give 5 gold to myself, to Noir to pay him back, and I'll look at the arrows and I go, these arrows are more than enough payment for 5 gold.
Did they actually blow up the targets?
Oh yeah,
They did
the
not.
first time I shoot on a turn, the arrow does 1d4 magic fire damage. So every time I hit a target,
okay.
it took damage, and I didn't miss.
I didn't know that, so I was like, I was waiting for someone to tell me if I
No.
had to pay gold or not.
No,
Here's
the
the
targets
thing.
have their own health, and while it did singe them, a D4 is not going to be enough to burn them.
Oh, I assumed they were vulnerable to fire damage because they were paper, or not paper, but like lightweight. I was thinking cloth.
So basically, there was no exchange of gold. He just got the 7+1 arrows.
He got the 7+1 arrows and got to keep his gold.
Perfect.
Perfect. So you didn't even have to pay me. Beautiful.
Dude. I look at the camera. I put a cigar in my mouth. I love it when a plan comes together. me and Noir can puck anything out of the DM. I swear, by the time you wake up tomorrow, I will have something. I swear it.
Yeah, you're. Wait, you want to work
me
with me now?
You're all that's left.
You're all that's left. You're my only
The
choice.
DM won't give us any bones. I've tried every way
I have given you
possible.
bones.
You really
You guys
haven't.
give us bones. The problem is they're not good bones. They're like.
He's like,
They're
oh,
like the
it's
fucking ones you
big,
choke
and
on
it
and
hangs out in clearings or whatever, and then the squirrels run away, and we can't ask it any questions.
Not my fault.
What do we have left? What can we possibly do? Noir, can you cast fucking Augury? Please cast Augury.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a spell that lets you ask the DM one question.
I don't have that.
Do you have divination?
Nope.
Any cleric spells that let you ask any god for meta knowledge?
Nope.
Okay.
I look at my feet. Is there a magical arrow that points us to the fucking information that we wanted to get by the end of this session so that we can do the fight next session?
Saltus puts one arrow down, and it falls north.
Cool. More of what we were doing. I guess we keep going north. It's
There it
okay.
is.
It's okay. We're not gonna get in any combat. I just want us to get to the combat. That's what I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I was gonna say. Then I guess I will continue leading us north.
Okay.
As we're going to continue north, can I do a perception check now? Because Saltus, please correct me if I'm wrong. He stated that you told us about like that footprint type of situation, right?
Yes, there was the large groups of like 50 to 60 footprints, which
Can I
yeah.
do a perception check as we walk to see if I see any of that type of tracking or trailing?
Yes, you can.
I am
Is that
also
going to-
I am-
Sorry. Is that going to be your tracking check for the group?
No, I'm navigating as he's looking for like because remember we found the hints of fighting in the clearing.
Mhm.
He's looking for more hints based on the
As
There's no
Saltus
hints
is
of fighting
leading
in the
us.
clearing.
yeah. Oh, I
As
thought you
Saltus
said
is leading us.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I misunderstood.
what?
Oh, in that case, I misunderstood the description of clearing. I thought the way you made the clearing sound was like it was a clearing, and now it looks like there's more missing shit, which would imply that there was some sort of thing, and hence making it a clearing. I did not
Yeah.
realize. Okay.
No, exactly. But it wasn't like war or battle or anything of that nature.
Right. I was really rolling for the perception of as Saltus is leading me through the woods, is leading the party through the woods, I'm looking out specifically for those groupings of like, 50 to 60 footprints?
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to do. As Saltus is leading us, I'm trying to look
I'm
in
making
this
sure we
direction.
don't get lost and we keep heading north and don't accidentally cross into super evil forest territory.
Yeah, and I'm just
No.
trying to keep an eye out in the as we're walking.
Give me a second. Do.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
Okay.
8 isn't good enough.
No.
That
It's
being
not.
said, I am going to. First of all, I'm gonna tell Noir my operating theory. I think the monster is like a big group of vines, and I think it's getting people, and it's like an amalgamation kind of creature. Like it might be like a plant. Like there are a lot of plant creatures in the woods that like amalgam together and they kind of feed off of each other and they like blights. I think this might be a situation where it's capturing people, eating them, like draining their vitality, and it's adding to itself. And that's why it looks like there's just groups of 50 people that show up out of nowhere. Because I can't think of a reason why 50 footprints with no carts or no other like type of transport would be viable. Like
Would that also end up bludgeoning too?
exactly right, because they usually use like pseudopods, right, like giant living trees, plant creatures that they just smash. They don't have the dexterity to, in most cases, to do stuff like that. So that's kind of where my operating theory is coming from. Though I can't, obviously it's with what we have so far, it's just a theory, a game theory. But that's kind of where we're going. I mean, unless you think you have a better one.
Okay. Are we ready to continue?
I mean,
Or would you like to continue discussing theories? I'm fine with either. I have everything else.
I mean, I think we're having this conversation kind of as we're walking, right?
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any better. Again, I'm not really from this area, not really from here, so I'm gonna have to rely on you for telling me what you think it is. I mean, my monster hunting experience is a little limited. I grew up in a sheltered area and decided to escape and explore the world via ship. So the land isn't really my forte.
Fair
As
enough.
Noir left that comment trail off, your party, while following the main path, comes across a clearing.
Oh, come on. No, you screwed up my screen.
I'm sorry. I can put you back.
It's
if
all
you
fixed.
want.
It's all fixed. It's all fixed. Because I'm
Hey.
doing the 2 monitors right now, so like everything. Well, that's antlers.
Before anything, before we even get to the clearing,
Can I? Okay, yeah.
when we are 300 feet away from the clearing, just in case this matters, because it's also going off of my previous theory. Remember, I have the lantern of tracking on me. So if at any point an aberration gets within 300 feet of me, even if I can't see it, the flame will change color. Just in case that matters.
Okay.
I just want to reiterate.
Your lantern remains unlit.
It,
As you approach, you notice a clearing on the side of the road. You observe 3 things: a roughly rectangular outline in the dirt, a pile of bleached bones and shiny metal, and a patch of burned and blackened earth. A loaded but destroyed cart sits under the canopy in the surrounding trees, its harness splintered and broken, and a 40-foot wide path of trampled ground leads off into the forest.
Is this the first fire pit we've seen?
This is the first fire pit you have seen. What you see here, I have made this map, so everything here is here.
I got it.
I think we were onto something with our theory of you're not supposed to light fires because the other clearings had no fires, and this one does, and it looks like they got obliterated.
Okay. This is interesting.
Feel free to move about the map, by the way.
I think we should investigate this. Oh, come on.
I agree.
My first question is if you're good with it, I want to inspect the fire. I want to see how warm it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely, go for it. I will follow you.
So as I approach the fire, I want to try and I'm not going to touch the fire directly. I'm going to do the smart thing that they teach you in elementary school, like back of the palm, over the area.
You know
I want to
that
see
the pile itself is completely charred. Most of the ashes have blown away.
do I
There is
feel
no
any
heat coming
residual
from this
heat.
pile at all. No residual heat.
Could I roll a nature check or a perception check, whichever you let me know, to determine how long this fire has been extinguished for?
Give me a nature check.
Jesus Christ, I can't roll tonight.
Based on the amount of ash there, while the fire seems dim and empty, maybe it's been at least 12 hours. You would hazard a guess. At least.
If there's 0 heat, yeah, 12 sounds reasonable.
With an 8, yes.
Yeah. Well, in real life, it sounds
I mean,
reasonable.
No, that's what I
realistically,
mean, but
yes.
that's why I'm given that
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it depends on if you put
It
it
is
out or if you
about-
had
Yeah.
one of mine and my brother's fires.
Wow.
12 hours, way not enough time to be cold.
It is roughly about 4 p.m. at
Yeah.
this time.
I want to make a survival check. I want to look at the tracks. Actually, hold on, I need to check the wording on something.
As he's inspecting the tracks, can I look at them with him and give him advantage and help him?
You may. You, however, are not. Yes, you may.
Give me 1 second. So I have to reopen all my shit now because it closed when the tab changed. Open the character sheet. Yeah, because I am just checking the specific wording for the Witherbloom primer. When you expend the charge to get the extra D4, I just want to make sure it would apply to both. Okay, it does apply to both. Okay, in that case, I am redact what I said. I want to make a nature check on the tracks, and I want to attempt to catalog every kind of track I can reasonably create, and like for animals that I'm at least somewhat certain that I've seen, just to start to list to the, because they're clearly different kinds of animal tracks, you know, because especially when I asked that other hunter, she's like, yeah, it's humanoid, but it's also beast. I want to try to create a number of different creatures based on the track to see exactly how many creatures are in this group. I guess you could say group of creatures that are walking together, whether it be a stampede or whether it be one creature. And then I'm going to use my Witherbloom primer after the advantage. I'm going to expend 1 charge to add a D4 since it is a nature check.
Do it up.
Okay. So long as that is okay with everything I
It is
just
okay.
said.
Do it up.
In that case, advantage because noir for a total of natural 20, but I am not done. I'm still going to roll that d4 because I have this feeling that there are things in this module that might be DC 30. Rolls a d4. 29.
With your natural 20/29, you know that, interestingly enough, there are hundreds of different individual footprints here. All of them, based off of your knowledge, are humanoid. There's not a single beast footprint here. Even the ones that are webbed, with your 20, you know that there are various forms of beast folk that do have webbed feet based off of the size and composition. With, again, your perfect roll, you know that every single footprint in this clearing comes from a humanoid creature/person.
I slowly look at Noir. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Take your shoes off.
I'm not wearing shoes.
Even better, I look at his feet. Does his feet prints match any of
That's a
these
great
feet
fucking
prints?
question.
Or is every humanoid race neck native? Or is it extra, like from not the neck?
With your 20, you know that every footprint here is neck native.
I look at Noir. I think I'm onto something here. I think it's the people who are getting attacked in the caravan. They're getting joined into this thing, and that's why they're all humanoid. If that's why no one has turned up, no bodies have turned up. There is no body. The body is more of the creature.
Is this body over here? Can you see what I'm drawing?
The deer skull? I don't think that's a person.
Real quick, one other thing with your 20 before we move on is that the footprints do not step onto the main road at all. They appear to be about 40 by 100 in a rectangular pattern before they continue further into the woods, and they all go in the same direction. And it all appears that they are going outward from this clearing. It was just very hard to set that up.
Yeah.
To
No,
go.
that's fine. And when you say outward from the clearing, you are referencing towards the deep woods or further north?
So what I mean is, if Noir was here in the center, all of the feet are facing outward away from him. I have included a clue you have earned in the Discord.
Outward facing,
Avoid that.
implying that the entire creature is this wide. If they're all facing outwards at different angles. Uh-oh.
That's big.
That or it's multiple creatures that travel as a horde. Or like a
When they
swarm.
move away, they are going in the same direction, though. But
Do
right
they
here where it's set up, they're all facing outward.
do they go closer together as they collapse inward? If you understand
No,
what I'm
they do
saying.
not collapse inward at all.
So it stays this same type of horseshoe shape.
It's so these go down, and because it's 100 feet wide, I can't show that on the map,
Yeah.
but they come together in an oval or a
In an
rectangle.
oval.
Probably more rectangular.
It could be a blob. Like it might be a long blob of creatures.
Which would still be along that amalgamation style
Yes.
monstrosity you were describing before.
I'm with the natural 20. I'll roll again if you would like me to, but just off of my knowledge as a person who lived in the neck for 300 years and lived in the woods, traditional quote unquote amalgamation based enemies in the woods, I'm thinking like shambling mound, different types of blights. The way they generally work, they are natural, quote unquote, natural creatures, though.
Mm-hmm.
In any of what I know, they've never gotten, like, if we operate on the assumption of we think it's one creature that's this big based on the evidence we just discovered, has there ever been one get that big, or is that even naturally possible, or is it realistic to think that maybe something Dr. Stein did to the local inhabitants might have spread to the other local inhabitants and created a mutation amongst those kinds of creatures?
Make me a separate nature check,
A
please.
nature check. I think
Or
that
intelligence, whichever you prefer. Or give me something else.
I'm going to make nature so that I can use another charge, because I think whatever we can get out of this roll might be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want to try to narrow down at least the creature type for sake of strategizing against it. And since this is in my own head, though, I don't think Noir can help me, so I'll just roll straight.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't think I could help
You're
you.
not,
On this one.
unfortunately, you are not Solaeus, you're not in my head. 17 plus 1, okay, 18.
With an 18, you know that shambling mounds and different amalgamations do not typically get this large. The largest recording one, quote unquote, in the neck was size huge, which, as you as a player know, is a 9x9 square.
Mm-hmm.
This is considerably larger. If you are assuming that it is the full 40 by 100 feet.
Can I determine if there's any pattern in the tracks? Like if there's a repeating pattern, like it's a rollover or anything like. Do you understand what I'm asking?
Not quite. Can you say
Like
it a
if it's
different way?
like if it's sequenced?
Like if it's sequenced, like let's say, like if you were to roll a ball that had ink on it, you would eventually get back to the same point.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to do here is see if there's any type of semblance of a pattern that would indicate, instead of this is one large creature, it's a creature rolling. I don't know if that's translating.
I see what you're trying to say. That's smart. That's smart.
No, I picked that up. Can you either nature or perception? It's up to you, or give me something else.
Perception. Jesus Christ!
You know, because it is like footprints in here, that you don't think that anything is rolling. You look at the ground and the fire pit and the broken bottle that is there, as well as everything else. The surrounding trees and everything do not look like they have been squished at all. Even with a 1, you can tell that this clearing appears to be, as it is, a clearing. You don't notice anything abnormal, no rolling, nothing like that. You also don't notice anything to support or disclaim your theory.
Going off of what he discovered, or didn't, in the path, in the direction that you said it goes away from, it says, you said it never goes on the road, and it goes in the other direction, and they're all facing outward. The trees that are near the road, when Solaeus climbed them, were like super tall that she could see for miles. And I've determined, like, if we're operating on the assumption that it's one creature, we know it's 100 by 40, which would be fucking inconceivably huge, but maybe it happened because Dr. Stein's a weirdo. How tall into the trees is damaged? Like, does it look like when something was passing? Is it like also 40 feet high, or are the trees undamaged? Like it's a very large, flat creature, like it's crawling.
Perception check me.
I need to check my book because I think this would. I think I used my last charge on perception because I really want to. I can. That's the other book. Okay, in that case, it's straight perception. 11.
You note that it appears that there are no growths of trees in this clearing. It appears that around where the footprints meet the tree line, it looks as if the trees have not been damaged in any way, shape, or form. And it looks like there has never been any trees to begin with in this clearing. It is perfectly flat.
Okay, so it entered the clearing from somewhere, and there's no tracks on the road, which implies it didn't enter from the road. And there's no damage to the trees, and it exited this clearing because it's not here right now and we're here. So either it's the floor, looks at the floor, it doesn't attack me, or it might be amorphous. Like it could be.
So let me amend what I said just before we go down this path. While this clearing is empty, you do notice with your 11, before we go off on a tangent, that off into the woods, you notice like broken down, like tree limbs that have enclosed into the area have been broken off. You notice some fresh damage there. It's not enough to determine the size of the creature with
Oh,
your
I see.
11. However, it appears that this clearing has not had any trees in it, nor anything has been damaged. However, the area into the woods that the footprints are leading appears to have sustained some damage.
Some
Nothing
okay,
great,
so
though.
so it's not one big long flat slime. Okay.
So what if it's instead of one large amalgamation, what if it's
Like a
a
pack of
horde of
smaller ones?
controlled bodies?
Ooh, like an undead is controlling like, oh god, that is possible. If it's literally a swarm of undead being controlled by one creature.
Can I don't
Because
want
I'm
to do
thinking,
this.
so I mean, Saltus would instantly assume once you propose that theory, he's thinking aberrations. Mind flayers could totally do that. Their entire shtick is eating the brain of a creature, a humanoid creature, and turning the body into a thrall, or turning them into another mind flayer. He could absolutely theoretically make a swarm of thralls and just psionically control them to do whatever the fuck he wanted, like going to attack the caravan to get more thralls. That's totally something an aberration would do.
What about let's inspect the goods.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
couple
Let's see
here,
what's
a
stolen.
thing, and then there's a pile of armor and bones down there.
Yeah.
I think we should inspect what
Yeah.
if there's anything left.
Right. Yeah, because undead wouldn't steal things. So if there's valuables, that leads to the undead theory.
Okay, so
You want to
can
just
we?
start right at the front, like in these barrels and logs?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm about 40% confident on my perception checks.
I have a.
Okay, Noir.
I'm moderately. This would be probably an investigation if we're rooting through barrels, not perception.
Investigation, I'm 0%.
I would say that
Please.
out of a 10, I'm like a +3.
Noir made the first move. I'm going to have him make the investigation check.
Then I'm helping him.
Acceptable.
Advantage.
Advantage.
That's funny.
Now I roll a fucking 11.
Make a wish.
So you are kind of fixated on the front of the cart. You're checking it for any damage. It appears that the front has been absolutely bludgeoned. Just looking at the front, you don't notice any other signs of like wear, no arrow markings, nothing else. It looks like it was almost incidental in how it was blown out. But again, you're only looking at the front of the cart. You don't notice anything else. You're looking at the front of the barrels. You also notice that they have been broken, but it doesn't look like anything is really spilling out of them. Nothing of note. You also notice to your left that there are some destroyed tents.
Would a passive investigation of 13 show anything that he missed?
Nothing from the front of the carts, no.
Okay. Did that investigation include the barrels behind the carts?
It included the barrels to the right of the cart.
Okay.
You were just kind of
Those
looking
like two
at it. None of you
big
like
barrels like laying down.
Yeah, none of you really like climbed over it or anything like that. You're just kind of taking in the scene.
I will take an active amount of time. I'll say like 15 to 20 minutes I am willing to go into the pile and systematically remove every single barrel from the pile, put them to the side separate from the cart, and attempt to inventory them. Like,
As you attempt to do that, so I'm assuming you're kind of climbing on top of the cart in order to get over to do all of this, right?
I was thinking maybe going around that little stone wall. I'm assuming that's like waist high, but if you tell me that's like 30 feet high, then yeah, then I'll
No, that's like waist high.
Yeah, then I was just gonna reach over the stone wall because obviously the cart would be theoretically unstable. Like I don't want to fall into a bunch of shrapnel.
Yep. So as you go around the side, you notice that there is a man who is kind of huddled up, hiding in the cart, trying not to make any noise, but he is in plain view of you from the road as you are looking over.
I freeze. Oh my god, this is it. Information. And then I'm going to slowly walk back to Noir, and I'm gonna go. There's a dude back there. He looks scared shitless. I can talk about as good as a log can walk. I need you to talk to him and figure out what happened here. Please.
Okay. Okay, so
Wait. Can you make yourself look not like a walking shrimp person? Because he probably doesn't know what. No, listen. He probably.
I need to get a drink of water now. Give me a second.
He probably.
shrimp person, I'm gonna get an alcoholic drink too.
He probably doesn't know what you are. So if he was attacked by a humanoid monster, he's gonna flip when he sees to him a not normal creature walking on two legs with weird feet, just like the creature that attacked him, and he's gonna try to dash and run away. If he runs too far in the woods and we can't find him, he's dead as a doornail. So can you make yourself look like me, or look like any normal human that doesn't look undead, or doesn't look like they're not from this dimension? Could you alter yourself, or maybe disguise yourself?
I don't think so.
Darn it! Do I have any items that can help you?
Shep, could you check my sheet to see if either of the things I have?
I went and grabbed alcohol.
Yeah, he's getting.
I know I have. Oh well, when he comes back, can you guys ask him to check my sheet to see if I have anything? I know I have alter self, but I think I might have something else that I can change somebody else's appearance. I can't remember.
Well, you can use the special thing with your like sewing needle that's like a spiritual weapon or something, right? Like you can.
I mean, I have options, but they're not good options.
Then
and they don't change my appearance. They just mean I could track them down.
Yeah. In that case, do you have anything that makes you really friendly without like messing with his mind? Anything that would make him not immediately run from you? Something that you think would make him lower his guard with how you've been rolling? Anything to give you advantage? Anything to add a plus D4? Like, what do you got?
No. But we can catch him if he runs.
I hear you metagaming.
No, I'm just. Hey, listen. Soleus has shown.
He runs. That's about all I can tell you.
Soleus, how many more bardic inspirations you got in you?
Soleus is asleep. They can't help you now.
One. I have one.
Hey, I shoot a look at Soleus and I go, you should probably fucking inspire the axolotl, please, so he could use it when he really needs it with the way he's been rolling, because I cannot give him advantage because my charisma's a negative. You do not even want me near this guy.
Are we sure we want to use my last one now before and not save it for like the fight?
You get yours back on a short rest. We could just sit somewhere for an hour and get them all back.
Sure, I'll use it then.
So I get a D4? Whatever?
D8 to a roll of your choice in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Shep, please remove my last bardic inspiration from my character sheet so I don't forget.
Understood. Consider it done.
And then I give a thumbs up to the axolotl and I take a step back and I'm gonna let him do the charisma thing. He's gonna do the talking.
That is not a saving throw because I have proficiency in.
Yeah.
To clarify, you said he's like huddled up, correct?
He is huddled up, trying to not make his presence known. He has
so he is in the
kind of covering his ears, and just like he's not like quivering, but he just has his eyes closed and he's just kind of like taking slow, steady breaths.
So I'm gonna move here, but I'm not actually moving there. I just want to clarify something. That's good with you.
Yeah.
So like if I'm here, like just because of the way the grid lines up, I'm outside the tent. Would he be able to see me?
Yes, he would. If his eyes were open.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I would like to roll a stealth check
Okay.
to do this, like, try to be quiet, like not trying to scare the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like not stealth like I'm an absolute ninja, but like stealth like I'm not trying to create a ruckus, if that makes sense.
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As you do that, he kind of opens his eyes and he looks at you. And he slowly kind of takes his hands down.
Okay.
He goes,
Oh, you can see me from here?
so I thought you said you were trying to stealth around.
Well, because I hadn't moved yet.
Oh yeah, please. I should have waited. My apologies. Please move. He will see you.
There's my first movement.
Okay, he sees you then. It's official. It's set in stone. I can't take it back. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize if I misspoke.
Nah, it's me. So he kind of hears you kind of like he hears you kind of kick the stone a little bit as you're going past the fire pit. Even though his hands are covered, he's actively trying to not get attacked. And he's just
Okay.
gonna slowly lower his hands down and he's gonna look at you. And he's gonna lock eyes with you.
Okay, I'm gonna basically put both my hands up to the side. I mean, obviously he'll see my wand and my shield move with it, but he'll see like me like open up. Basically, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, we just stumbled upon this. Are you okay?"
He kind of like exactly like this. He clears his throat. I'm okay. I'm okay right now.
Can you tell us what happened? I mean, this looks like a tragedy happened here.
To be honest, I'm not too sure what happened here. I was a part of a caravan. My employer, his name was Sylvia. He hired us to go with and just help carry these empty barrels and goods right now. He had some trade deal at the other end. We stopped at a tavern here, and Sylvia makes us camp outside while he goes inside, and he's able to enjoy the festivities of the tavern and everything. It was just a quiet night. Me and the guards were sleeping outside when suddenly we heard yelling from the tavern. The guards ran in, but I stayed outside. And looking in through the window of the tavern, it looked like they were just swinging at a bunch of people and furniture. I don't know what was going on. I tried to throw a bottle of alchemist fire at it, and it just bounced right off. You can see the glass bottle over there. I'm not sure what happened, and next thing I know, I got hit into the woods, and this is all that was left.
You said they were in a tavern? Like,
Yeah, they were in a tavern. It just seemed like one of the taverns. It wasn't one of the sisters' taverns, so I thought it was maybe a new one that opened up around here.
and this is where you saw the tavern?
Yeah, it was right here.
That's interesting.
Is he further enough away that I can't hear him? Because I know he's on the map. He's only 10 feet, but I know you said that the clearing is
No,
technically
you can
bigger.
hear him talking at this distance. You're an elf you have ears.
I just want to make sure before I start metagaming.
It's like two people talking across a room. You can hear them.
Fair enough. What do I know about mimics?
You know a lot about mimics. You're just a regular. You're an elf.
We're adventurers, right? Adventurers.
You're an adventurer. You know what a mimic is.
Yeah, we know that traditionally mimics are treasure chests or something like
Else.
that. Yes, or something else that would
Something they can mimic.
So something they can mimic that is within their size category. That would something they take the form of something that would then make someone want to interact with them, where they use their sticky, and then you get stuck to them. They open up and they eat you, and then the older they are, the bigger they get because they consume, and then and the things that they consume never come out. theoretically, what's stopping a mimic from getting so old and so big? It can't be the size of a house.
Well, I mean, are we talking from a completely theological standpoint, or are you making a roll?
I'm saying mimics they're not aberrations, are they? Or are they monstrosities?
They're monstrosities.
Then I wouldn't have like a preternatural awareness for them. But like reasonably speaking, have I ever heard a story of a mimic being bigger than like a suit of armor, a treasure chest? Like is this childish nightmare, haha, you're being funny? Or is this technically, as far as adventurer is concerned, technically possible? It's just never happened because it's so outlandish.
Theoretically, it's possible. Mimics take many different shapes and forms.
Exactly.
Shapeshifters, but they can't change their mass, so it's almost unheard of to be one as big as the one you were describing.
Right?
Because it would be quickly hunt down and killed before it got that big.
Unless it had 50 to 60 pairs of legs to leave.
Well, I mean, mimics can make their own legs. You know?
Well, usually they move with a pseudopod, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's slow, clunky, and it drags the ground. If one developed bipedal movement by eating a ton of people, it could move at the same speed as a person, and the tracks would just look like tracks. They wouldn't look like very obvious pseudopod drag marks.
In theory.
In theory.
In theory.
I'm gonna walk next to the Lotto, hands up, like I'm with him. And I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm with him too. I'm gonna whisper everything I just said into his ear. He is also an adventurer, so it's not...
He would be aware.
He would be aware. I'm just connecting the dots here. And then I'm gonna be like, ask him more about describing the nature of the bar and the setup and like the specifics.
So you said you stayed outside and your party went... The rest of your group went inside. Is that correct?
Yeah, I stayed out here. The guards ran inside. It's not my job. I'm just a porter. I'm not here to defend anybody. He's my employer, but nothing I'm willing to risk life and limb for.
And you said when you saw this happening, all the fighting was happening inside of the tavern?
Nobody ever came outside. Nobody.
So why are the tents and the cart and the barrels all destroyed?
I'm not sure. I think I went through the cart. I'm not too sure. All I know is I hit my head and I was blown back.
And you said you threw the
After
bottle
I threw the alchemist fire and it landed next to me, the kickback knocked me back.
But you attempted to throw it inside of the tavern, right?
I threw it right at the side of the tavern and it just bounced right off.
He said he looked in the tavern, right? That's how he saw the fighting? And did he mention if that was through the door or through the window?
It was through a window.
Did you see a bartender?
I just saw figures moving around, like people throwing chairs and everything like that.
And the fighting,
I never saw anybody. It was more silhouettes.
And the fighting the fighting was instantaneous after they entered, or would you say it had been several hours?
Well, we heard him scream, and then they entered, and then it was maybe a couple seconds after that before I looked in.
I'm saying the scream. Like, you're setting up camp, you're like, oh, here's a tavern, I'm not allowed in, turn my back, the guy walks in, how many seconds until you hear him scream for help?
Oh, we maybe set up camp like 7, 8 o'clock. It was a few hours, maybe 2, 3, 4. We woke up to the sound of it. It wasn't my turn to watch for shift, so I'm not sure how long it was or how long I've been here. But maybe a couple hours after, because there was enough time to set up the tents, the fire, and for me to lay down.
Okay. I look at
you lit the fire.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You cut out.
Oh, sorry. You guys lit the fire?
The fire you're standing next to, yeah. We had to stay warm while he was inside.
When did all of this happen?
Last night.
Hold on. You said last night, but you don't know how long you were knocked out. What day is it today? As far as you're concerned, what day is it today?
I think it's the 16th. You would know it is the 16th.
Okay, so he was not knocked out for a full day. He looks he was only knocked out for a few hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, he had a nice day nap.
Basically, yeah. I just want to make sure he wasn't like magically
Unconscious for like a
unconscious
week in a
or
magical
well,
coma.
yeah, or like magical sleep. Like I just had to narrow these things out. They exist. I'm an elf. I'm immune to them. That's why I need. He's not an elf, so I had to be sure. And he said he threw the alchemist fire, and he said it bounced off, and the blowback of the alchemist fire knocked him through the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Alchemist fire is a common magic
Fire.
item, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We've all seen it at the store. We've all probably encountered it in our life. We know that it does 1d4 fire damage, right, or 2d4. It doesn't have a thunderwave effect, though, does it?
Correct.
That would
It does not.
launch a creature through a solid structure.
It does not.
It does not. I think he was hit. I think he threw the alchemist fire. The tavern, if we're operating on the crazy mimic assumption, recognized him as attempting to burn it down, and it hit him with something. That is the only thing that could conjure enough force to knock him through a cart in its entirety and knock him out instantly. An alchemist fire could never do that. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I go, this alchemist fire, you bought it from the store, or you're an alchemist and you made it yourself?
Bought it from the store, and he kind of snaps his fingers and does finger guns.
Cool. So yeah, so he's not souping up his alchemist fire. This is a basic bitch alchemist fire. It's impossible that it could have done that. I think the tavern is a creature, or a creature is haunting a tavern. And it recognized him as a threat, but because it was not inside of it, it was not within its actual threatenable range. It must have then attacked him with either a projectile, maybe it caused a table or something to launch from inside the tavern, or the building itself reached out like a gutter or a door, and it smacked him. And that force launched him through the cart, and presumably through the tents, knocking him out. And then because he didn't enter the tavern, couldn't eat him. Because it would know he was over there. But it couldn't reach him or eat him because he didn't enter the tavern. Which is why instead of just instantly killing the guy inside, it attacked him, he called out, it waited for the guards to go in, and then the fighting started. So that way it could basically close the door, close itself, and it would have everyone but this guy. Because if it attacked him, why would it not kill him if it killed everybody else? So it had to have not been able to, but I doubt it was so dumb that it forgot about him, because it's smart enough to pose as a tavern and strategize. So there must be rules to it, is what I'm saying. If it's a poltergeist or a ghost, there has to be rules to it. If it's a mimic, maybe it's so stupid that it's smart. Like it's accidentally tricking people. It just turned into a building because that's the only thing its size that it knows, and coincidentally it keeps working out.
Can I do an insight check to see if I've felt any lies from him?
Yeah, you can insight. Although he seems very nervous, you do not think he has any reason to lie to you, nor do you see any leftward glances, no increased perspiration from him. It seems as if he's being genuine and he wants nothing to do with this.
I'm gonna whisper to Saltus. Hey, maybe go check out those bodies down there. I'll stay over here and keep talking to this gentleman.
I'm going to walk down towards here.
Okay. So as Saltus is doing that, I'm going to keep the guy talking. So what's your name? I don't even know what to call you.
My name is Guthric. And as you can see from Guthric, he's like a kind of stout, just regular human man, for lack of better words. He's like roughly 5'7". He seems stout, like he's been working out for a long time, and he makes his primary source of income from heavy lifting. He does have a little bit of a beer belly, but it seems like a healthy amount. It's not like gregarious, like it's not like oversized or anything like that.
Oh, so not like me. Got it.
Simmer down.
I mean, I wish we were meeting under better circumstances, Guthric, but my name's Noir, the Lottle.
Nice to meet you, Noir. First friendly face I've actually seen in a while, and he goes to shake your hand, and he's going to approach you a little bit.
I will shake his hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not often I always get called a friendly face. Some people get a little off-put by my appearance.
Look, Honestly, you're the first thing that hasn't tried to kill me in the last 24 hours.
Not
When
who I am.
when he goes to shake his hand, and the handshake finishes, does he remove his hand and it removes?
No.
Fuck.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
Wait.
He was asking if the hand fell off.
Yeah,
no,
I know, but
no,
no.
not what I'm asking. When he
Oh,
when
that's
he,
what I-
he shakes his hand, and then I assume the handshake ends, and he goes to take his hand to separate hands. Is his hand stuck to his hand, or does his hand separate?
They separate.
Okay, cool. Mimics are sticky. If you touch them, you can't remove your hand. If I was operating the assumption this was an anglerfish lure and it was a double bluff, which is why I didn't roll the investigation check, because I was going to shoot him if your hand didn't remove. But I think he's a real person now.
Got it.
Now I will investigate the pile.
Okay. How are you investigating it? From the outward appearance, you see a pile of various scraps of armor and bones.
I am going to... I
And
want
again,
to...
while Saltus is doing all this, I'm just gonna do like small talk to keep him talking, keep him distracted.
Okay. Noted.
I am going to systematically work through the pile. And then I am going to... I want to roll... Because part of me wants to investigate the physical damage to this armor, right? But part of me wants to roll medicine to try to figure out, like... Because I'm seeing bones in the picture. I assume there's bones mixed in with the armor, or is that just...
There are bones mixed in with the armor. I made this map. There are bones mixed
Okay,
in.
that's why I want to make 100% sure. Because I'm operating above board. I'm operating these are digested people. So I want to inspect for, like, acid damage. But I suck at medicine, and I really realistically don't think that I would know how to determine that. So I want to look at, like, an inventory of the armor to see, like, how many people, that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
I don't know what I want to commit to the roll
for a
on.
hot second. I apologize. Give me a second because you were standing right on my info card.
Oh, sorry. Move to as much as you need
Very
to.
good.
We need information from both these roles. I'm gonna call over to Noir and be like, hey, I know you're talking to him. Can you help me out for like 2 seconds? And I kind of don't want him to see this because I don't know if he's pieced together that this is his friends or / coworkers.
Would Seleus
Just let it ride, Saltus. Don't get assistance. Let's go.
No, I want one to roll one and one to roll the other, unless he's convinced it's one or the
You
other.
can
And
roll
then I'll
both. Like you're doing the way that this kind of works, in my opinion, if you're checking one thing for one thing, you're checking that one thing.
Okay, I just didn't because I didn't know.
I want to check. If you're like, I want to check metal and do a nature check there, versus I want to do a medicine check on the bones to see what's going on there. Like you can make the separate rolls.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't want to just be sitting here and be like, I'm just gonna roll until I roll high. Like I didn't want to look like I was fishing.
No, you can't like. So, for instance, if you roll investigation, I'm not gonna let you roll investigation again, but I will let you roll medicine or nature instead, as long as you change up the question.
Okay.
And
in that case, I want to roll nature, and I want to look at the condition of the armor and the bones. With my running theory be, I've probably seen a lot of animal shit, right, in real life. Like in my 3 years and years of hunting, I want to know if these has the telltale signs of having passed through like a digestive tract. Either a traditional one, or with my knowledge of aberrations, a magical one, and to see if it's warped in some way, acid, poison, something abnormal, like something being weird here about it.
I got you. Make me a nature check, please.
Okay. I am going to because I have
intelligence nature.
Yep, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use the last charge on my book because this is looking like we're going to get a lot of our information here at this site. So first things first, nature at a straight roll. It's a good thing I picked the book. At least it'll get it into the double digits. 11.
With an 11, you are able to identify that the bleaching on the bones and the tarnish-free metal to be the products of acid damage.
Yep. Okay.
That is all you can tell.
That's all I wanted. In that case, then I would like to do an investigation check to try to figure out how many people are in this pile and if it's all people.
My investigation check, please.
10.
With your 10, you note that based on the amount of bodies, you can guesstimate there's anywhere from 3 to 5 bodies here. You also find 14 gold in various currencies, 2 pearls, and 1 sapphire. All of the metal has been chipped and corroded away a little bit due to the acid damage, and it is unusable, and you do not think you could sell it. Would you like me to repeat what you found in the pile again? Or I'll actually just put it right
The
here.
2 pearls and 1 sapphire, do I think they have a reasonable monetary value, or it's just 2 pearls and a sapphire?
You think they're worth about 50 gold pieces each.
Okay, 2 pearls, 50 GP, 1 saph.
Everything else has been too tarnished and is unable to be utilized or sold in any
Fair enough.
capacity.
Okay, then I am
Even
going.
the coin pouch itself was slightly frayed and burned.
Fair enough. And then, just because I see a super obvious deer skull,
Mhm.
is
You
that
think that it
deer
is
sized?
more- You think it is more minotaur in size.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is it deer sized or is it humanoid sized? I am going to make my way over to our friend, and I am just going to go, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. Obviously, I'm wait for a break in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I intend to ask the people you were traveling with. Please list out your boss's race and age and size, and your coworker's race, age, and size, and then I'm going to mentally cross-check that with the 3 to 5 people in the pile and their presumed races and size.
My boss was an elf. There was another human. There were 2 tieflings and a minotaur.
I bite my lip under my mask. Yep, that's them. Okay. I'm gonna just slowly look at Noir, and I'm gonna go, there's a pile of digested people, and I am very concerned that my crackpot walking mimic house theory is a little less crackpot. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how to kill a house.
Noir's just gonna kind of nod and be like, yeah. Because I don't want to say anything too alarming in front of this guy that we've kind of just met, and I don't want to tell him all of his.
It seems like he doesn't particularly. It seems like he doesn't. The way he described them, I don't think he's like, he doesn't particularly like his boss, and he's like, I didn't run in there to help because it's my job, so they're not probably his friends. So I'm not worried about like scarring him for life. However, I also don't want
to
him.
tell him everybody he was traveling with is dead is probably not the greatest.
Exactly why I whispered it. I'm thinking we might give him like 5 gold and tell him to walk south on the path, because we know the tavern is only like 3 hours at this point, because it was a couple miles away when we got here and we walked for 3 hours.
It was about 3 miles away when we
about
started.
8 hours away. It is or not 8 hours. It is about 4 or 5 hours away. It was 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. when you started. It has been several hours. You think it's about 4 or 5 p.m. right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we did a lot of stopping and starting to fucking get squirrels and talk to trees. So I was like, it's not like we've been walking the whole time, especially with the hag stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we could probably give him 5 gold. Tell him to walk to what we know is a safe tavern, because it's at the end of the path.
Yeah.
He goes, checks in, gets a room, fucking sleeps it off, and we give him a note telling the sister, right, to put like something in the tavern, like a lantern or something in the window, some definitive mark that is not there, and every caravan that leaves from that point on is told specifically not to stop at any buildings not displaying that, and then she tells her twin sister to do the same at her tavern. That way, in case we all die, right, at least people stop falling for it, and maybe it starves to death. Because a creature that big's got to eat, right? Assuming monstrosities operate on the standard
right
strategy.
Do we know that she has a way to communicate with the sister effectively?
They said that if a caravan stops at one, they stop at the other. I assume that is because they communicate. Like, to say, like when the hag said, oh, they go to one, they go to the other, and there's a discrepancy in the numbers, would imply that they can talk to each other to analyze the discrepancy. Because if one said, yeah, I sent 10 caravans, and she's like, I only got 8, that means 2 caravans are missing. They would have had to at some point interact in a safe enough way that they could communicate that there were 10 for there to then be missing 2. Like, even if it's just walking, eventually she will get in contact with her sister because they're family, and presumably they don't hate each other. So it might not be an instant fix, but if they can at least tell the majority of people not to risk it on mystery taverns that shouldn't exist, right? At least it would cut down on the financial stress of the area from the caravans going missing.
Right.
Right? Which at least will mitigate the issue. I mean, obviously the issue of the monster house TM will still be a problem, but at the very least, like, we'll have an active witness who I think a reasonable person hearing his story would come to the same conclusion we came to with the note we give him. That way, worst case scenario, we all die. At least the next group that comes from the loot tavern would then, when they go to investigate, find this guy. And they would go, yeah, the other 6 people we talked to, this was their theory, here's what they said, here is their evidence, here's their note. And then we go, oh, it's a building. We'll look for the building, right? Because at least it would narrow their search window. Because now that now that I think about it, for it to always go, like, for all that investigation we did, we never found those tracks in the deep woods, like where we found the hag. They're, from what that other elf said, whose name escapes me at the moment, half elf, and us and this guy, they're always right by the road, but never on the road. And I look at the road. There's a suspiciously placed stone wall here with an entrance-sized break.
Yep.
So, like, someone walking by would think it was a constructed structure because they wouldn't know that this was meant to just be a regular clearing. They're like, oh, that's the stone walls to the clearing. They built a tavern here. They wouldn't know that it was suspicious because they're not the ones because they know how maintained this path is. So if they knew to not go to any tavern that wasn't the sisters' tavern, like, so long, if the sisters just tell people that no taverns have been constructed between their 2 taverns, we could drastically cut down on the people getting eaten, which, while not a fix, is, I guess you could call it a mitigation of life, which is better than nothing.
I agree. I mean, as long as we can. Oh, what the fuck was his name?
Which guy?
That guy we're talking to.
Gremmel or something?
Gremmel or something? You know,
It was not
very
Gremmel.
upset.
I was investigating his dead buddy's corpses. Sorry, I didn't catch his name.
It had like a hard like a CH sound in it.
Guthric.
Guthric.
I got the first letter right.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with this as long as. I mean,
I run
let's
over.
set him up for success.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run over to Seleus, who is definitely here, and I go, I know you have a politician kit because of the events from the first season, and then I'm gonna go, give me a piece of paper, and then I take a piece of paper because she gives it to me because she's not here to say no, and then I run back and I go, okay, we're gonna write a note. The note will, I'm not gonna say every individual word, but I'm gonna say the gist of the note is everything we have surmised up to this point and all the evidence we've accumulated for it, plus this guy's witness testimony, and the operative theory that we have agreed on about the whole mimic house thing. And I'm going to tell the guy, I'm going to hand him this note, and I'm going to give him 5 gold. But for sake of, you know what? I'm going to give him 14 gold in mixed currency that I got off of his boss. This is probably going to be his pay. I just give him his paycheck, and I go, the safe tavern, I point down the road in the correct direction, and I go
to the south.
To the south. And then technically there's one to the north too, but that's 7 days away, and I don't want him to die on the road.
Yeah.
And so I go to the south, and I'm like, okay, here's 14 gold. Buy yourself a room there for a couple of days, rest, recover, hold on to this note. Tell the sister that runs that tavern, show her this note, make sure she understands it, and then on the note, it tells her, do something to communicate with the other sister to let people know to only go into your 2 taverns. However she decides that's the best case is whatever. And then he is to show this note to anyone who identifies themselves as from the Loot Tavern or who is investigating the disappearances of the caravans until such time that we go and get him and tell him we killed it, or someone else from the Loot Tavern comes telling him that we died. Is that a reasonable set of requests to fit on this paper?
There's a lot to fit on that set of the paper, but if
I will
it's
get another
double-sided,
piece
it
of
should be
paper
fine.
and I will
Double-sided
staple
is
it.
fine.
Double-sided with small handwriting.
Cool.
Double-sided with very precise, high dexterity handwriting.
And then I look at Noir.
Not axolotl handwriting.
And then I look at Noir and I go, statistically speaking, if he starts walking right now, he will get to the tavern at sundown. It'll be about 8-ish o'clock, 8:30. Do we think he can make it by him? This is a safe road, and he knows not to go into any suspicious taverns. But on the off chance something happens, like a bandit or a wild animal, he might die, and then all this information with the note gets lost, and then if something happens to us, people keep dying. Do we think it's worth it, now that we know we're looking for a tavern at night, luring people in who are camping, to walk all of us with him to the tavern, go to bed, leave at like 1 a.m., and then start traveling the path like we're just travelers, and just keep going until we find the house?
I'm gonna ask this. I mean, in terms of night vision, how is the rest of the party?
Real quick, he's gonna interrupt you. Got through it because you're having this conversation in front of him. I'm assuming you're not whispering. He's gonna actually
Not this part, no.
Oh, not the dark vision part, but which part?
No, the only part that I didn't say to him out loud is the part about the 14 gold being from the corpses, and that it probably being his
but you're
paycheck.
paying him and handing him the note.
Yeah,
right?
I'm explaining. I'm like, here, I want you to do X, Y, and Z with this note. This is, he can read the note if he wants, but I'm explaining, like, do X, Y, and Z with this note. Yep. It is extremely important that you do that.
So he's like, I can deliver it, but the tavern to the south is all booked up right now. There's no beds or anything. I can go deliver the message, but people have rented out rooms for the next month and a half.
Caravans stop there, right?
Caravans do stop there, and like there's a place for the horses, and you can like
feed
the horses.
I guarantee you, if you put enough gold on the sister's table, she'll let you sleep in the stable. I'm not saying it's luxurious, but I am saying you won't get eaten.
I mean, that's fair. Okay.
For at least tonight, right? And then because right now it's almost 5 o'clock, and you're in the middle of the woods with no caravan, no horse, and no friends. And if something happens to you, you're on your own. If we obviously didn't stick with you, you would be in extreme danger. At the very least, at the tavern with people, you can probably hitch a ride on one of those caravans and pay your way in whatever direction you were going. Because you said you were heading north with these empty barrels because there was a business deal. Now, that was your job. You're obviously going to have to find another job, but I'm willing to bet.
I'll probably just go home.
Is your home to the north or to the south?
To the south.
Even better, you can wait at the tavern for one of those caravans to be going south and then just pay your way with the 14 gold. It can't be that expensive to get a couple of... Even if you offer to work as a porter for them, I'm sure you can pay your way. As opposed to being alone at night in the woods with something hunting you. Unless you feel super confident. Which I'm not going to take your autonomy away. But hypothetically...
No, there's about another 3-4 days just by foot of this travel to the north. So I think I'll take my chances going back south.
Fair. So what it really comes down to then is looks at party. I'm sorry, reverts that. What it really comes down to is looks at God. Are we allowed to not complete the mission today?
Yeah. You're like booked for a while. Your goal is to hunt it.
No, but the rule was we had to complete our first like inaugural quest within the week, and technically we left on the 7th day. So if we complete it on the 8th day, would that count as completing it late, or does it grandfather in because we started it within the time period?
It's grandfathered in right now because you started it. They're not, if you don't find like what you're looking for immediately, they're not going to ding you. You started your quest.
Okay, so if we went back with this guy to guarantee that he got there, went to the stables, started long resting at like
for ourselves.
What was that?
talk to the sister ourselves.
Oh, even then, yeah. Well, yeah, I still want the sister to have the note for in case something happens to us. But even then, we could tell the sister, go to bed early at the stables at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, whenever we get there. Wake
Well,
up
it'd
after our
probably be
long
closer
rest.
to about 9 o'clock at night, so we could get in a short rest, theoretically.
Either way, ideally, I want to be able to travel a large portion of the road at night when this thing is most likely active, and then do our initial investigations and / or kill it at night. The issue becomes, we woke up today during the day. If we don't sleep, long rest, we could get exhausted. So I think it might be better to, if we're not pressed for time, sleep in whatever way that resets our sleep schedule so that we can travel the majority of the nighttime without being exhausted or tired. Do the mission, complete the mission at night in a party with, granted, I never answered your previous question. Me, Solaeus, Alchema all have dark vision. I am pretty sure Delilah doesn't, but when she's a werewolf, she can see and smell really, really good. And also, I think at least 2 of us have the ability to create light. And then I don't know about you, but seeing as
I
you
have dark vision.
perfect. So literally only Delilah is the problem, and we can just create light. My bow literally creates light. It creates fire and magical fairy fire. And also torches exist. So I don't think we're at a huge deficit. I think
Right, the disadvantage coming is, obviously, as you know, with this, we can only see in shades of gray.
I think a house is house shaped regardless of the color. That's my.
Right,
I'm hoping
and
it's yeah.
and Guthric, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was emitting light, correct?
The tavern? Yeah, of course.
I'm just gonna kind of glance,
Yeah,
side-eye glance at Saltus.
It could be light or it could be a magical illusion. It might not be real light, seeing as the races of everyone he described, more than like the Minotaur, the Elf, the Tieflings, they would all have dark vision. So, and he's a human, right?
He is human.
So yeah, they would have been able to know if they were seeing in shades of gray in that light, because if they were, it would have been an illusion. But if they didn't tell him, we would have no way of knowing if it's real light casting actual brightness
shapes.
or if it was fake.
And he only saw shapes.
And he only saw shapes because he's a human. So given that, it might be fake light. It might be a fake, inviting, warm, illusory glow to lure people in I look at the axolotl. Do you know what an anglerfish is? I'm getting anglerfish vibes.
Looks at the other marine biologist.
Yeah, exactly, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of anglerfish. Or like a wobbegong, or literally anything with a lure. But I think that's where we are. Now, mind you, we're going to have to sit down with the 3 other party members who are currently not here, but trust me, they're definitely here. And we are going to have to strategize how to kill a house. Because he tried to burn it down, which is what would have been my first thought. And it just straight up didn't work, and then it bitch slapped him across a clearing. So if it's immune to projectiles, gestures to Elf, who only uses a bow, we might be at a disadvantage.
Well, I mean, there are ways about fighting without just projectiles.
For you, yes. Me, no. I can only do this. And if I'm desperate, I could hit you with a sword, and I have a basic bitch twin blade on my back that is off the shelf. It is not what I am built for. I can do it in a desperate, if something is within 5 feet of me and I'm desperate, but I try to avoid it.
Let me ask this. Guthric, how confident are you to travel the road itself, on your own?
As long as I stick to the road, I know I'll be safe. This is a very, very safe road. Nobody's ever run into any problems on this road. Besides any gestures over to that. It's just stopping at unknown taverns.
So, Saltus, if Guthric trusts himself, I think we need to trust Guthric. Allow him to go deliver the message to the sister.
Uh-huh.
Let us stay here. Stay toward the area where it was last seen last night. Because anything of this size, let's be honest, how far could it really go that fast?
That's what I was thinking, but
Do we really want to
what was
travel
Robin?
hours? ghosts.
Well, what was Robin the Fox was her name, right? The half elf.
Yes.
She said that it had been appearing in multiple different locations, right, all along the trail. So
Correct.
it can move at least the distance of one of these clearings in one day, and the clearings look pretty far, multiple hours apart.
Can you
So
please make me a medicine check?
medicine?
Medicine.
Oh,
Which one of us?
both, please, or just me?
You, as you were saying.
My medicine sucks. 3.
Hey, don't worry, I had the same modifier. No, wait. Yeah, no, I have the same modifier.
Please continue with your thought.
That's not.
I don't want to. I feel like we missed something.
I think he's about to die.
God, I changed our mind. I think we should go back to the tavern.
No. That's all this.
I mean, I guess technically, would you argue that a mimic is an object?
No.
Damn it. What? So I can't scroll of locate object the mimic house?
Oh, you can if you know something that is in it.
But
like
if the whole
object.
thing is a mimic,
it is
then
a
there is
mimic.
nothing in it. It would all be mimic.
Under the assumption that it's a mimic, keep this in mind.
Yeah. Well, if it's a fucking possessed house, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that's just the plot of
You want
Monster
to do
House.
this, Saltus?
It could be. Who knows?
It's a girl house.
It's a girl whale.
Yeah.
No, fine. I'll give it to you. Noir, please make a medicine check. Oh wait, no, I lied. You can't. I lied. Sorry.
Damn.
God damn it.
What if he rolls a history check
Nope.
for history of mimic houses?
Is there anything I can roll?
With what you've done so far in this clearing, no.
Is there anything left in this clearing that we haven't actually investigated? I guess technically speaking, we didn't investigate the tents.
We didn't investigate the glass bottle either.
Well, he's told us what the glass bottle was. I mean, we can investigate it
Yep.
if you want. I guess, yeah, there's no reason to trust the guy, right? We just met him.
He hasn't given us a reason not to trust him.
Fair enough. Even still, we're suspicious people, and we're desperate for information. Let's inspect the
I
glass
am not
bottle.
a suspicious person.
I am. Let's inspect the glass bottle. Does it look like a bottle of alchemist fire?
Make me an investigation check.
With advantage, because it's a super common item that I've seen a million times, right?
No.
Well, had to
I mean,
try.
you could taste it, find out what happens. With a 19, you know that this is a bottle of alchemy fire. You can see the remnants of the orange/amber liquid in the bottle. You note that the area around the bottle is slightly charred, but not enough to cause an actual explosion. But it looks like a typical landing site for a bottle of alchemist fire.
The shattering of the glass.
Mhm.
Does it look like when you drop like a bowl or like a glass bowl on the ground and it's splattered outwards, or does it look like when you when something gets hit, like when you break a window and the glass is directional,
Like against the wall.
Yeah. Does it look like it was swatted and shattered onto the ground, or does it look like it fell straight down? I'm trying to say, like, does it look like it was
It
deflected?
looks like it was lobbed.
Lobbed.
So, like, if you underhand threw
Like a
a
softball.
glass bottle,
Yeah.
like a softball, and it landed, it would shatter in one direction.
Which would either mean he missed and he's embarrassed about missing, so he said that it bounced off, or it bounced off directionally.
Oh, shoot. I never hit send. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
It bounced off directionally, and the house, like, caught it and threw it back. Or it deflected it softly enough that it didn't break.
Or it threw like this.
Yeah. Or it threw it the other way.
I've put a photo in the Discord chat.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Is that out the Sisters Tavern?
Tavern wards against attacks from the outside. Basically,
that's
it sounds
that.
like
Oh, we are
it would bounce
fucked, dude.
off of it
We're
and
so
lob.
fucked. We're so fucked. Oh, we're gonna have to go inside of it. It's gonna be a whole thing. Oh no.
Go inside.
How about we send in Akuma and he casts Fireball? That would work, right?
It's a theory.
Does
Okay.
Akuma have fireball?
He does. And it's very powerful because he's a warlock. Okay, so given everything we've learned, the only thing we have left to investigate is the tents. And maybe there's something extra in there, but I think we've basically put together how this is. And it's kind of cool and I love it. So, but I think we've gotten everything we need to know. But for the sake of being thorough, I will investigate the tents. If you would like to help me investigate the tents, Noir.
I mean, I feel like it's weird to do so in front of
Then
this
I
guy.
will do it without your help. The tents are
Okay.
getting investigated with or
An
without you.
investigation check, please, Saltus.
Natural 1. They're tents.
You notice that they are tents. It appears as if they have been damaged. You can't determine how they've been damaged, but you note that there are bedrolls inside that appear to have been hastily opened. You know nothing of other importance in the tent, no personal belongings, nothing of such nature. Just that the tent is damaged and it looks like the bedrolls were opened in a hurry.
I reach my hand inside all the bedrolls. Are there invisible people still in there, or are they empty?
Your hand touches nice, soft fur.
Do these look like expensive bedrolls or bog standard?
Bog standard.
Damn, okay. No reason to take them then.
You're a monster. I knew exactly what you were thinking.
Listen, if they're an upgrade.
Dude, you have your temperate blanket. What more do you need?
That's a blanket, not a bedroll. I can't get in the blanket.
It's a pretty large blanket. Anyways.
One thing Noir.
Noir, you should check his physical condition. You haven't investigated him to make sure he's okay. Make sure he's not hurt or bruised in a way that would dictate how he was injured.
So, can I put my... You said he was 5'7", right?
5'7".
Okay. I mean, I'm like 4.5 feet, right?
If you say so.
So, could I, like,
say
reach up, put my hand on his shoulder, and be like, so are you sure everything's okay, and do a check, a medicine check?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check on him.
Jesus
I hit
Christ.
my head pretty hard, but I think the bleeding stopped. I think I'm okay.
Can I look in his eyes to see if he's, like, concussed or anything?
Make me... With a 9, you do not think he is concussed. You're not sure what you're looking for, and you just stare into his eyes, and he stares back at you, and he goes, can I help you? Is there something else?
I'm just... The whole thing's just there's something not adding up here.
I am going to walk up next to him. I'm going to trust Nora's medicine. I'm going to say, I am concerned that the tavern, if we are operating on the assumption that it has a mind of its own, it did physically strike you in some way. Because I know the alchemist fire isn't what knocked you through this thing. It's just the math doesn't math. I'm concerned it might have planted something on you so that it could find you later. As like a sort of like hunting its prey kind of thing. I am going to pat you down, and I want to make sure that there isn't like a fragment of wood or a piece of door or windowsill that it could use to follow you, because then it could get you when you're like asleep on the road if you do travel back, or if you do end up joining another caravan, it might follow that caravan. It could put a lot of people in danger. So I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna pat you down. I just want to check you out.
Make me an investigation check.
I am out of charges. I can only hope I roll well.
He kind of spreads his arm out and let you do it. You feel nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is there. He's wearing just a plain shirt. He has like a rope belt on. The only thing that's really hanging from him is that the couple of coins you gave him. He put them in his coin pouch. That's the only other thing. You don't find any wood chips, nothing else. Just a couple bruises here and there, but nothing that you think would indicate it's going off of your theory, a mimic.
There's like the bruise and stuff. The only, because I know he said he saw swelling in his head. I don't see any like, because sometimes when you get bruises, you get like the underblood, like underskin bleeding, and it kind of bulges out. There's no bruises that are like that severe. Like you got like, I'm thinking like when someone gets hit by a car, right?
He has
It's
a
fuck ton of
pretty
swelling.
large one across his chest. And then some on the back where you, with a 9, think maybe, with your theory, he got hit in the front, got blown through the cart. So damage to the front, then damage to the back as force was dispersed with a 9. No,
That
I
is
will not
possible.
elaborate further.
That is possible. My other operating theory is that maybe because he hit his head, he doesn't remember it. But if it's all across the front of his chest and maybe his back, mimics attack with their tongue. What are the odds it picked him up and just hucked him? Like if going off of the mimic operating
With your
theory.
investigation of 9,
Well,
you are
I'm not saying I'm
uncertain.
talking as a player, right? I'm saying like if we are operating on the player assumption that it's at a mimic house, and a mimic's tongue is mimic tongue size when their treasure chest size. If we assume like every living thing in the universe that your pieces scale with you as you grow, theoretically a mimic tongue the size of a house would be the size of like a horse. So it would not be illogical to assume it would be big enough to do that if that were the case. We just don't know if that's the case with a 9, which means we should operate on the assumption that it does not disprove the mimic theory either. Why aren't they aberrations? It would be so much easier if they were aberrations.
Perception is wisdom thing, right?
Perception is wisdom, yes. I investigate the stone wall. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I need to roll an investigation that's above a 9, otherwise I'm going to feel bad.
You investigate which one, the north or the south?
Oh, the one to the south is broken, right? It's like curving in, or that's just the way that it's.
That's just the way that it is.
Oh,
Technically,
then,
that's the north, but I wasn't going to flip them out.
Oh, gotcha.
That
Then
I'll
I'll investigate the little piece. Maybe a little piece has got something on it.
Okay.
13.
It is a rock wall. You notice nothing out of place.
Fair enough. I'm going to investigate the other one.
Yep.
18.
It is a rock wall. There's nothing out of place.
It's not secretly a rock wall mimic?
No, it is not.
Damn.
You touch every rock to see if your hand sticks to it, and it does not.
I want to do something, but I don't know if it's going to work. But I also don't want to blow it.
Well, remember, if it's a spell slot, you get him back on a short rest. Either way,
No,
it's not
a spell slot.
Oh, well, then, if it's a long rest thing, then we can always commit to the long
Oh,
rest.
it's not a
and leave
long
night
rest
plan.
thing. Just trying to think if it's going to work the way I want it to.
Well,
So
that's
perception
the gamble.
checks are wisdom rolls, right?
Yes. Unless you could argue otherwise. Then I'll accept it.
Can I
Could
roll
I-
perception with my acrobatics?
Yeah, the thing
You
I
cannot.
texted you about earlier.
Oh, shit. I forgot to read that.
No.
Oops.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm going to just say, excuse me, Guthrie. I just need to focus on something real quick. And over the next minute, anybody who's paying attention is just going to see. Let me read something so I make sure I get this right. It's going to take about a minute. But next to Noir, you're going to see this sort of blobbish form appear. As it takes about a minute to do so. And then just start slinking around. And now what I would like to do, Shep. So you see this bluish blob for Saltus and the viewers at home. It is matching the same blue as the shield, those like little tendrils around the sheath, the wand. It's matching all the scars. It appears alive. And all of a sudden you see it just take on a mind of its own as it's a little blob separate from Noir. And it is going to start investigating in detail because it can go into spaces as narrow as 1 inch wide directly inside. First I want to go into the rolly wheel thing. Wagon.
There you go.
That's Wagon Wheel. I think that's a famous song. I don't know, it might be copyrighted. Not
Rock
sure.
Me Mama or something, yeah.
Yeah. You know, who knows? Some like blowfish guy or something wrote that.
Right.
Excuse me, sir.
No, so I want to investigate the wagon itself as like he just this.
Here you go, give me a second.
Sprint.
Okay, it should be done now. So, control this thing.
Nice.
That's you.
Yay.
Saltus raises an eyebrow, looks at the camera, holds up a Bugs Bunny sign, and goes, "Every campaign has an Echo Night, I guess," and then just puts the sign back down. Saltus stares.
Oh, there
at
we go.
you.
There we go.
You have given him no information. He's staring at a blob. And he's mentally putting you even further in the aberration category. Because you're just summoning fucking plasmoid ghosts or some shit.
Okay, so wrong button.
Are you able to move him or no?
Yeah, I just clicked the wrong button. So he's going to go inside the cart first and roll. It's just flat wisdom.
Yep.
So it's a 1d20, right?
Yep. You can click on his wisdom.
Natural 20.
With a natural 20, it communicates with you that this is a cart.
This is.
And there's nothing of note throughout the cart.
There's nothing of note. It is all made of wood. Nothing that it can identify as anything else. It is just a typical cart of wood with a human-sized hole in the center.
Is it like
Can
a
you tell the
Wile E. Coyote?
Can we tell the direction that it came from?
The hole, unfortunately, because of the map is kind of upside down, it appears that they went. Give me a second. Let me get my ruler out here so you guys can see. Broadcast others. It appears that the person flew this way through the cart.
I see.
It telepathically tells you.
Interesting.
So we operate on the assumption then that the entrance is like, obviously it was here somewhere that it could be entered. They put the cart over here. Honestly, no, if the cart was here, the entrance was probably here. And then he was over here. Throw alchemist fire. Bounce. Explosion through cart. And then the butt was over here, I guess. Because, nature called.
So next, we're going to go to the barrels.
Okay. They are, in fact, barrels. They're empty. Your ooze does not see anything abnormal about.
So, as this is happening...
They seem empty, which coincides with Guthric's story that they were going to get things
pick
and
something
fill
up,
the barrels.
So as this is happening, I'm just going to whisper to Saltus, be like, look, I'm just trying to investigate a little further. So...
Investigate the tents.
That's what I'm doing next.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what's going on. I mean, if he's willing to help, I can never say no to him.
Investigation check.
I look at Guthric. I was like, I thought you just met him, but...
You would see the little blue blob.
I'm choosing to ignore it. Because if I see it, then I have to kill you.
With a 15, similar to the blob communicates to you that it appears as if the tents have been stepped on through the top. However, on the inside, while the bedrolls are slightly damaged, they're in decent condition. But it appears that the top has been shredded by, it's a mix of hooves and claws. Uncertainty. But it was definitely trampled.
Like the people inside probably got woken up in a panic, clawed their way out because their boss was getting eaten, ran inside and died.
Saltus, when you inspected the tents, did you notice that they were, trampled by, hooves and claws and everything?
Yes. He lied as easily as he breathed.
Okay. Well,
I also noticed that based on the condition of the bedrolls, it looked like people woke up in a hurry and ran out, which coincided with Guthric's story of he called out for help. The guards, this is probably the guards' tents, they ran in to help. A fight started, or continued, I guess you could say, and then everyone died. I whispered that last part.
So, can I investigate this tent separately?
Yes, you can.
Sorry, I misclicked.
The exact same conditions have been noted in this tent.
Dude, the fucking ooze is sprawling better than Noir.
Dude, what? What are we missing? What did we roll bad on? Dude, go check the pile of corpses, man. Maybe I missed something. That's all I can think of that we haven't checked together.
So, I'm gonna move next to Saltus and say, Cerulean knows what he's doing. We're good.
Okay.
Looks at you.
Oh my god!
With a 20, compared to what Saltus has stated, you note that while these are corpses, you note that there are no bones from the knee downward on any of them.
No bones from the knee downward?
No bones. From the femur up, the skeletons are there, but below that there are nothing.
Because I was right! It's taking their legs!
Taking the fucking legs to walk!
It's an amalgamation mimic! I knew it!
And with
4 hours! It took me 4 hours, but motherfucker, I was right the whole time. I just thought it was a plant-based creature. It wasn't, it was a house. It
And with
literally
that, you guys
is.
have earned the final clue, which
It
is
literally
the
is
invisible.
Baba Yaga's mimic. It's literally a house with fucking chicken legs, but instead of chicken legs, it's everybody's legs.
Okay.
Dude, we
Now-
I am going
we are
to
so fucked. By the way,
after Cerulean does this. Cerulean's gonna come back, and at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, Shep. I mean, just summon now, right?
Yeah, he's
Like,
just
you
vibing.
oh,
summon him?
you don't eat him about like. Wait.
I mean, you can, like, if you want to.
Well, the name
But, like,
the name
Right,
parasitic.
but I don't have to desummon him.
No, he just chilling.
The name parasitic implied to me that you didn't get much of a choice, but I suppose you have a little more than I thought.
So he's, according to rules as written, until he is destroyed or you reabsorb him, he is out.
Can he stand watch?
Probably not the best idea.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I'm gonna just go to Cerulean. I'm just gonna be like, yo, sorry, I'm gonna go to Saltus and say, hey, with Cerulean's help, I think those bodies over there, they don't have legs.
Yes.
All the bone legs are gone.
Of course. Remember, we talked about this. The creature was taking people's legs. You remember when I said that after I investigated
We
the body?
definitely didn't talk about this.
He lied as easily. I have advantage online because of my bow. I definitely fucking said it. So
We definitely didn't talk about this.
no, remember like 2 hours ago it was like, oh, it's plants. Remember, it's like, well, I mentioned the shambling mound. The shambling mound that it take people's legs. Remember I said, what if it's like, oh, it's all the creatures, and then I checked your feet. Remember I told you about your feet, and you're like, I don't wear shoes. Remember, it was right. You missed it, but it was right then. Anyway,
Saltus. That did not happen.
yeah, it happened. You're going. My intelligence is 17, which is higher than yours. I know what happened. You don't. Trust me. You don't know what that means. 17 is a number I assigned to statistics on my. Listen, I've been alone 300 years. You get a little kooky. It's fine. Who am I talking to? And then I look in the wrong direction.
I've been around for about 20.
God, I miss when I was 20, and all my friends were alive. Anyway, we need to do something.
I can relate to that part.
Yeah. We need to do something about the evil monster house that apparently can deflect all projectiles and also take people's legs and also lure you in and also fucking disappear, apparently. Ideally, the whole party would be here. We would come up with a strategy and then just say we go and find it and fight it. I have a feeling it will not be that easy. So I guess what it really comes down to is, do we think our odds would improve doing the whole resetting our sleep cycle and then checking at night when we know for a fact it definitely comes out at night? Or do we risk exhaustion and keep traveling down the path for the rest of the day, hope that Guthric makes it back and doesn't get unlucky, and hope that we're not tired or out of resources by the time we find it, if we find it?
Well, what we could first do is allow Guthric to go, send the message.
We could do that, yeah.
We stay here. Remember, the people you spoke to before said that it's the issue appears to be moving around.
Yes.
If we stay the night in this area, what are the likelihood that it comes back to an area as long as we do not light a fire and make ourselves known?
If I had to assume there was a table, I would give it like a 5% chance. He says, and then a little bit of blood starts trickling out of his nose.
So we run watches. We rest.
You know what? Please roll me a 1d4.
That's fine. I deserve it. Here comes the first 4 of the night on the D4. Yeah, there it is.
You know exactly where that psychic damage is going, right? Anyways, please continue.
DMs know how tables work. Saltus knows. It's what I would do. I would never make the chance 0. You could get as very, very unlucky.
Right. So we allow Guthric to go. We stay here where it last was seen. We rest up. We come up with a plan. And we attempt... Honestly, we know where the tracks were going last. Maybe we try to follow the tracks in the daylight. And maybe, just maybe, we can attack that. We can secure where this is going to reappear if we don't find it during the daylight, but maybe we can secure where it's going to reappear at nighttime. We don't know when it's traveling.
Fair enough, you're right. We don't know when it's moving. We just know that it was stationary at 8 o'clock.
Right, so maybe it's not always moving. Maybe it is. I mean, something of this size.
Yeah. I assume it moves during the day and then is stationary at night because that's when it is like the lure of like, because we talked about the potential magical lighting and the need for shelter. Like I assume it moves in phases like any other ambush predator, right? Like it moves
To an extent. I almost disagree though, because if it were to travel exclusively during the day, it has a higher likelihood of being spotted. The better likelihood is to settle at night, and if there's nothing that comes, it retravels the following night.
I would argue that if we are operating on the assumption that the creature is more intelligent than the average mimic because it has lived so long that it has gotten to this size where this is feasible, and it has learned to somehow utilize the limbs of its victims, which is definitely not mimic behavior traditionally, I would argue that since it's operating at a higher level of intelligence, it would be smart enough to utilize the daytime to travel because it knows that its prey, which is caravans, would not give up prime travel time, i.e. the daylight, to stop. They would go, that's weird, a tavern, and they would keep going. But they would be more inclined to stop at night. So if it was seen moving at night, it would immediately become suspicious and nobody would enter it. And it has the option of just going slightly back into the forest, into the deep woods. Something that big wouldn't be at risk of something like a dryad or or an awakened tree. It can deflect projectiles from the outside. So it could literally wander through the deep woods where it knows no one can travel. Even the hag wouldn't go there. She said it was too dangerous. Walk through and then just walk up straight from there to the road and then plop down. It would be at no risk comparative to the risk of a creature. If it's as intelligent as we're giving it, given the fact that it is doing intelligent predatory actions, it's not impossible that it has deduced that strategy as well. If we anthropomorphize the house creature, that is.
Fair point.
I feel like this is a conversation where ordinarily we would have 5 people, and then we would have some sort of vote with a tiebreaker. However,
if you want, we can call it here, and you can
I
communicate
think
with
that's
other
probably
people.
not a horrible idea.
Probably not a horrible idea, but then again, I also know that this conversation is going to last for an hour the next time we play, and we're going to keep talking in the same circles, because it's going to be 45 minutes of me and you reiterating everything we've just talked about for 4 hours, because no one is going to have seen this or remembered it.
That's right.
And then we're going to have the same point where we're going to go, well, I don't know what we should do.
We're going to send Guthric back with the note, and you guys are going to rest for the night, so everybody gets a long rest, everybody gets everything back, and then you guys are going to continue looking for taverns at night. So you're going to not retrace, but you're just going to keep looking and just keep exploring this quote-unquote neck of the woods until you come across a odd tavern.
Right, so if we were to long rest now, we would wake up. You said it's about 4 o'clock now?
You said
it is about 4 o'clock. The light is still shining in the sky.
Can we even long rest?
Yes.
You can, because you guys have not long rested yet.
Yeah,
you
today,
would wake up like midnight.
So if we long rested now, we'd wake up around 4 a.m.
No, it's
midnight.
it's 8 hours. 8 hours. So we go.
So
if we
wake
went
up at
this
midnight.
instant at 4 o'clock, we'd wake up at exactly midnight.
So
Yeah, sorry,
you guys could technically search through the night for a tavern as
without getting exhausted, which is what ultimately
we
Focus wanted.
Before this happens, can I ask Guthric about what time they stopped?
Didn't
about
say
8
o'clock. Yeah.
About 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means that at the very least, in that specific instance, it had stopped moving by 8. Because obviously, if it moved before 8, they would have seen it walk up on them. But it was already there when they got there. Which means that if we do long rest, assuming it's a pattern-based creature, which for all intents and purposes it probably should be, because it's hunting, it will have probably at least stopped moving by the time we wake up. So if it went in the direction we go, eventually we will bump into it, so long as it is not more than 6 or so hours away.
Okay.
Theoretically,
Okay.
assuming that all the information we've gotten so far is pattern based and it doesn't just do whatever the fuck it wants every day, in which case we just have to get lucky.
Yep.
Also,
Okay, let me run.
completely forgot to look for that guy,
Which guy?
Jojo.
Oh. Nah, it's okay. He's not important anyway.
Maybe he's in
Okay.
the tavern.
As you relay this information to Guthric, you all decide that now is the time for a proper long rest. You anticipate that you'll be fighting some incredibly large creature. Right now, your running theory is that it is a giant mimic, something unheard of in the Knack or any world at this point. You take your long rest, you wake up at midnight, your rest goes by without any problems, and you continue your journey. You continue your journey until you find a warm and inviting tavern right in front of you. This appears to be, you have traveled for maybe about 2 to 3 hours, maybe 6 miles down the road before you show up to this tavern. You can hear the sounds of laughter from the inside. And everything seems at peace. The birds are asleep. The forest is nice and quiet, not eerily quiet, but the nice crickets are going off. And everything seems at peace. As you said, you have approached a tavern, so you would like to stop the session at this time. We will see you all again next week.